I guess. So this is MiscMatched, the terrible streaming show where we put things together that should probably never ever be together. I'm your host. One of our artists is Eve. Do I call you Eve?
You can, sure.
Okay. And the other, what's are you using a pseudonym as well?
I'll use Estalecx.
Estalecx.
And if I'm angry, I'll use Estalecx.
And then we have the mystery boys.
I have a picture, but I can't share screen because I drew all of us really quick with our names.
Oh no!
Okay.
I refuse to be labeled.
Oh, it's because I'm stupid. There we go.
I won't be tied down like that.
There we go. Here you go. This is what I got so far.
Oh no!
Are you showing it in the Google Hangouts? Cool.
Oh man. Yeah.
They're beautiful.
I actually. Oh, here we go.
Oh, I forgot to give you a shirt.
This is amazing. Oh man.
One thing you should know about Frank: always naked.
Can feel this coming together. So we're gonna take two games and we're gonna smush them together and draw some stuff. And the first game that we're going to do is Legacy of Kain. Or sorry, it's the game franchise, right? It's like anything from the franchise.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Somebody's audio is like destroying my ears right now.
It's SD's.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And then
Sorry, Estalecx.
Estalecx.
Yeah, Estalecx.
And the
Estalecx.
and the game franchise we're going to mash it up with is Odin Sphere.
Ooh, I love both those games.
Are we allowed to take content from Legacy of Kain 2?
Yeah,
yeah,
you
it's
take content from any of them.
Oh, I think Legacy of Kain 2.
Yes.
You can even do Blood Omen.
You can even take content from the Legacy of Kain fan comics that I'm sure you created.
Okay, there we go. Fanfics only.
I refuse. That's not.
Can somebody
I never consented.
Can somebody for this draw me Kain from Legacy of Kain but with a fedora?
No.
And a cane.
We should be doing a Legacy of Kain and Citizen Kain.
Hang on, wait. So, if you had to pick the one Legacy of Kain game that was the genre-defining moment for the Legacy of Kain series, would that be the Citizen Kain of the Legacy of Kain?
Yeah, I think it would be, yeah. Oh dear.
Your volume is destroying me.
I swear to God, if whoever keeps on making that whining on stream does not...
Whining?
Yeah, I can hear like a really high-pitched...
Yeah, it's definitely coming from SD's.
What would be causing it?
No one's lying.
It's like a really high-pitched
Hold on.
It's like feedback or something. Oop, it's going away.
Yeah, it's low. Yeah, it's gone.
It's down to like tolerable level.
You guys know you can get Discord on your phone?
Yep.
That's crazy.
Man, if I knew that I could contribute to this art stream by just like doing a quick Photoshop.
The
All right.
streaming's back.
Yeah.
I read that one. It's really good.
Alright, we've reached the zenith of everything we're going to create ever. Show's done.
That's all for tonight, folks.
Remember, only prevent forest fires.
Oh my god, sort out the audio issue. Plus...
Maybe it's my chair.
Doesn't seem...
I don't think it's your chair. It's like...
Yeah, but they seem to be complaining about it when your chair isn't making noise.
Oh,
It's not your chair. I can guarantee it's not your chair.
Esty, you're not muted on Hangouts.
Oh,
feedback.
There we go.
Thank
Sorry.
you. Just like, here's my my life pro tip, and by life pro tip, if you don't do this, I'm not gonna start the stream until you do it, is like fucking turn off your mic on Hangouts. In the end, I just banned the whole Hangouts application from having access to my mic or video because I got sick of it, like, constantly asking.
Oh, you know what? I want to do... Let's do this. There we go. I want to do... Yeah.
Alright, I was gonna look up some stuff about the games. On
Tony J is the
Wikipedia.
best voice actor, and he's in Soul Reaver.
Dude,
It's a fancy fact.
the whole of, like, the story in Soul Reaver was so good. It's one of those few games that actually had, like, a grown-up story that was kind of written for adults and not like a fucking teenage wank fest.
Oh, come on. Who does... Not finishing that one.
Man, you can't even get that out, Steven.
That said, it was like the whole of the Legacy of Kain story was confusing as fuck.
God, I love me a confusing story.
I only really played Soul Reaver.
So,
like, I ran through the other ones.
Oh, fuck, Tony.
It is Soul Reaver, Legacy of Kain, then 1, 2, and then Blood Omen.
okay, yes. So
Blood Omen first.
Legacy
Blood
of Kain
Omens.
was Yak?
It doesn't really matter because it's all a continuous loop of time.
The timeline is actually circular. So the first game is Blood Omen, then Legacy of Kain Soul Reaver, then Soul Reaver 2, then Blood Omen 2, and then Legacy of Kain Defiance. But
it's just a huge loop that happens over and over again. You can't escape it.
TLDR is spoilers for Legacy of Kain.
You are your sword.
So in Blood Omen, Kain is given the vampire powers in order to kill the people who tried to assassinate him. Because because the goody two shoes of the world are like, yeah, we're going to turn this guy into a vampire. He's going to murder the bad people that tried to murder him, but also tried to kill one of the Pillar Guardians. And then that's going to fix everything. Only when Kain was supposed to kill himself and get his vampire powers, he was like, fuck that, and it corrupted the entire world.
Also, the kill yourself thing was a bit of a plot twist because you're just supposed to kill all the different pillar gods, and it turns out that you're the balance god that was taken over when the balance person was killed, and so she's like, yeah, now you gotta kill yourself, and he's like, no.
So yeah, that's Legacy of Kain. Sorry, that's Blood Omen. And then Legacy of Kain, you're Kain's lieutenant, who evolves wings, and Kain gets super peed off and throws you in a swirling pit of water for a million billion years.
Yeah, he mad you evolved first. How dare.
Yeah, but it turns out that's that's not why he's mad, but you don't find that out for another 1.5 games. Right? Or no, you don't find that out for another 2 games. You have to play through the whole of Soul. So there's in Defiance, you discover all these like apocryphal images of like a winged vampire that man, I can't remember. He's doing something and Kain's like, oh man, this is gonna bring an end to my timeline. So I have to kill you and throw you in this pit. What's it called? The Void of Souls or whatever. So that you don't become this winged vampire and shit all over my horrible timeline I've made. So yeah, he gets super peed off, throws Raziel into the pit, and then who's the fucking god? The Elder God. That's his name. That lives in the pit.
Tony J. That's not his name.
Every time you say Tony J, I think you're going to say Tony Hawks, and I'm like,
no, Tony J.
Oh, is Tony Hawk on our list of games?
Of course it is.
Tony J was the shit.
Right? Thank you.
Same name as you.
That's true. That's a good point.
He was in Twin Peaks.
Who?
Tony J.
Who's he playing?
An old guy.
Oh.
But yeah.
He's just background.
Plays the mayor, I think.
It turns out Tony J thinks that Kain broke the world, which he kind of did, and brings you back as a vampire to be like, hey, if you eat the souls of all these things, then it's gonna fix the world.
Oh, Tony J played Frollo in Notre Dame. That's awesome.
Yeah, right?
Oh, dude. That was a good performance. Old Tony J. What a Chad.
That is...
Ugh.
When I was doing word association in my head, that is not where I jumped to. Was like, what a Chad.
Clearly something isn't working. I can't remember, is 2 human on our long list of games?
No.
It should be.
No, it is. I voted it down.
Ah, darn. I bet I was the one who put that on there.
You can put, like, the good Dennis Dyack game on there.
Is Eternal Darkness on there? It should be.
Yeah.
I mean, it's basically just Cthulhu. There's like literally no differences between it and Cthulhu Mythos, but whatever.
What do you do?
Yeah. It's literally just Cthulhu with the serial number shaved off.
So Cthulhu has a serial number? What?
Yeah, it's under the 8th dorsal tentacle.
A number on a card.
Yeah.
This is like the H.P. Lovecraft story you never read about the person who travels between all dimensions checking that all their Cthulhus have valid serial numbers.
Make sure they have balance.
That's my favorite one.
Yeah, that was good. The copyright protection of madness. Oh man. It's a really life changing experience. That one.
Jesus.
Man. Whoa.
Anyway, am I gonna keep going through the entire plot of Legacy of Kain?
I mean, it's your choice. No one's forcing you.
Tony J was in Sonic Sat AM one time. Apparently, he played someone called Guardian.
What's that AM?
Sonic Sat AM, the Saturday morning.
Oh
Sonic.
yeah.
Not the one where they're like all kids and have like instruments. The other one.
No, that's
yeah.
Sonic
Oh,
Underground.
Sonic
Yeah.
Underground?
Yeah, the other one.
That was the shit.
I think.
There are
Sonic
now.
Underground is one of the best things that has ever happened.
I was gonna say, can we just like cut and dried Sonic Underground's the best animated Sonic thing? Like,
Whoa.
No, there's no discussion about this.
Sorry for who's got the memes.
This guy is Stan right?
Sonic,
Yeah.
Sonic Boom is like, yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah, it's surprisingly good.
It's no Sonic Underground.
If you,
I mean, Sonic Underground didn't have a Chris Chan character.
Oh
Eve,
no! You saw that episode, right?
Yes, dear.
He showed me.
I assume it's not a problem, but like where your screen setup is right now, you can see your Discord behind your tablet. So everyone can see what Discord channels you're in. I was assuming it was going to be something exciting and tawdry, but it's really not.
Oh yeah.
Best asses.
The Discord of ass.
God, Dougie Milford's like my favorite character.
Ass cord.
Apparently that's what he
Ass
plays.
cord.
Oh, yeah,
Dougie
yeah,
Milford.
That just sounds like a fetish
Yeah.
of cords in asses.
Dougie Milford. It was the brother of the mayor.
Oh, I see.
There, it's fixed.
Cool.
Fucking love it.
I know you do.
Which one, Kain or Razio?
Razio's boss.
Okay, we can do.
I love Razio. He's so cool.
I'd fuck him.
Jesus.
Before or after he's been turned into like before
Dude, no way! Before he's such a fucking asshole.
he's always an asshole. Like that's one of the best.
No,
things,
he's an extra asshole.
That's one of the best things about the whole Legacy of Kain series. Is like everyone is a dick. Everyone, even the like holy angel woman. What's it? Ariel, the Little Mermaid, who's in Legacy.
Yeah,
of
it's
Kain,
Ariel. I always remember that based on the fact that it's
she's like
name.
she's like acting all angelic and shit, but she's actually just fucking manipulating everyone.
I mean, she just wants to make the world a better place again, right?
Yeah, as told by like three separate people in that series are like, oh, we want to make the world a better place, and they're all lying about it. But yeah, basically the TLDR of the second game is the Elder God brings you back as a Soul Eater, and then you eat the
Tony
souls.
J brings you back.
Tony J brings you back as a Soul Eater, and you eat the souls of all of Kain's lieutenants, except for one of them who's mysteriously disappeared, and this turns out to be like hugely plot significant later. And then you fight Kain, but Kain's like, "Ha, I'm going back in time," and then goes back in time, and then time shenanigans ensue. Like a lot of time shenanigans ensue. And then in the second game, you go back, and that's the thing where Jade was talking about, where it's like, oh, you wield the sword, but it also turns out you are the sword.
You don't know you're the sword yet until the third one. That's like the big climactic thing, like, OMG, you're the sword, but like right now it's just called the Soul Reaver, and you're wielding the Soul Reaver.
Yeah, we didn't even, I didn't even mention the name of the sword when I was, doing the plot, because Kain gets the Soul Reaver, and when you come back as Raziel...
It's actually just like a sword, I think, at first, and you break it into the Phantom Soul Reaver.
Yeah, it's a regular sword, and then when Raziel finds it, the, soul of the sword becomes bound to him, which is, incredibly masturbatory when you think about it. He's just hanging out with himself the entire game.
And it's a greedy shit.
Yeah, at the end of the game, he gets stabbed with the sword, and the sword eats his soul and becomes trapped in the sword so that he can pick it up later and not realize it's him.
And Kain's like, damn it, this was what I didn't want to happen.
But it's okay, because it turns out that he did the whole thing so that Kain could see that the Elder God is not benevolent, but is actually a big old Cthulhu monster. But, Cthulhu with the serial number filed off was so described before. There, now nobody needs to play any of the Legacy of Kain games. I've never played the first game, Blood Omen?
Blood Omen?
It's supposed to be good.
Yeah.
I've never really played it. It's really hard to find legit copies, right?
Yeah.
Everyone else is so quiet. Do you think that
Are they dead?
Estalecx accidentally muted her mic? Except it's not muted. Maybe they're all dead.
That's what I said.
No. Alright. Well, maybe you're right. They're all dead. Ah! Oh. Oh, no. They're not dead. Cool.
No, I'm gonna try to draw it in the goddamn style.
I was
Odin Sphere is so fucking hard.
Pontificating on whether they're all dead or not, and then I was like, I could just go and look and see if more stuff's being drawn on that stream.
Somebody broke into their house, killed them, and then continued.
It's now drawing the image. Nice. That's dedication right there.
Like, this seems fun.
See of Kain using only food metaphors. Like, what food would it be?
Oh man, is that what you're doing?
Were you guys just having like a conversation and we just weren't hearing it?
I don't know. I want food metaphors.
Are you drawing Raziel in the little food place from Odin Sphere?
Even Soul Reavers get hungry.
Oh yeah,
well, that's a good idea.
Fucking, I gotta get Oh wait. It's not going to help if I do that on my tablet. I have
something. I don't know. Is all the audio working here?
I mean, now it seems.
Just in general.
I mean, I can hear them just fine at the same time.
I can hear everything. My levels look fine. I don't know how it's going out on the stream. I've not checked on it in a while.
Are we live right now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh my god!
We're live on Twitch, Picato, and YouTube.
Whoa! Does that mean anyone on the internet can hear us?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's alarming.
I linked it to my sister and her friends.
Oh no! Oh fuck!
I linked it to Liddy.
I can see one person watching on YouTube and one person watching on Twitch, but I don't know if that could just.
When do we get the internet money?
When the royalties kick in?
Yeah.
I don't know. Not yet.
Yeah, the royalties kick in immediately. You guys get 0% of nothing.
Ooh,
Can I buy my rolling?
that's why I was like.
I want a
dividing.
higher percent of nothing.
Oh, sorry. When I say you guys, I mean the mystery men. The people who are streaming can get like 20% of nothing.
All right, that sounds good. That sounds good for me. I can make something out of that.
I will eventually draw. I just had a bad day today.
That's fine. No,
Is it-
Yeah.
I'm
That was a rat.
I'm just trying to find like a good picture of that cafe from Odin Sphere.
do you want me to send one to you?
No, it's fine. I know how to use Google image search.
Okay. I was using one as reference, so. Oh dear. Oh dear.
Oh wait,
why
is
do I-
there more than one?
There's the cafe
Yeah.
and then there's the diner.
Okay.
So wait, like how did the games get selected for this particular session?
Randomly selected.
Uh,
Oh,
So
you like throw like darts at your screen, or like how do you do it?
okay. No, I'm excited to bore you all explaining my methodology
Oh,
for this.
Please, bore me to death, bro.
Okay, I think if you actually die on stream, viewership might go up.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's get
I got
banned.
twice.
Let's get banned from Twitch by having somebody die on stream in the first session. So what I have the 2 lists of games, which are the 4-point rated games and 5-point rated games. And then there's a big grid in Google Sheets with the 5 points down the down column, and the 4 points are along the top. And then I go to a random number generator and generate a random number for which row and which cell. And then I cross-reference the 2 games, and that's the combination that we're doing. And then I note in the grid what like episode we're doing it on, because I need to like give these some sort of indices.
I just realized I could have drawn Razio as a pet, and now I'm upset.
I mean,
As a what?
A puka.
yeah,
I mean, you can still do that.
yeah, you
Yeah, but I already started this.
you could still do that.
I might do
I
it
mean,
after.
I'll do it after I finish trying to draw him as Shadow Oswald.
I'm like, I'm already like super into this one, so I'll finish it and then I'll draw him as a puka.
Yeah, not that I want to like edge into you guys' share, your sweet ass share of 20% of nothing. But it would be nice to.
I couldn't stand for that.
It would be nice to get a third artist for the stream.
Whoa, that ain't gonna be me.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
That's a recipe
Well, we
for-
have Sean, and then we can also have guest artists.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean. I mean, I think obviously Shay was interested.
Shay mentioned it. I also have a friend named Kona who would be into it, but none of you know Kona.
Okay. I can. Man, I was thinking I was working at my old workplace, and I was like, I could probably find one of the game artists there to come in and like casually destroy us all in quality.
Yeah, I don't want to do that.
What about Jarrett? Do you think you could get Jarrett to come?
Jarrett would 100% do this. Jarrett's fun.
We get Tony J on the stream.
Let's go dig him
That's
up.
insensitive. I'm triggered. Get out.
Is okay. Question: is Tony J on Twitter? Can we?
Tony J's dead.
Yeah.
I don't know. Is he on Twitter? Let's find out.
He's dead.
Twitter, that's
Yeah.
the important thing.
He's been dead for years.
Yeah, but is he on Twitter?
Is his Twitter still active? There's a month on the
Did
wall.
someone like Necro Twitter him?
Is that what that's
He
called?
must be- He's a meme necromancer.
There you go.
That
Uh,
that term sounds super made up.
He wrote meme necromancer as his Twitter bio.
yeah, he really did. Hmm.
Do pukas have tails?
I don't think Twitter existed.
Pukas have
No,
like
maybe,
bunny tails.
Yeah, they
like,
do.
Became him or something.
I just
can't
couldn't
find
see
the
because
Tony
the
J,
reference
though.
I was using was blocked by a table.
How can I like? I don't have a good way of sharing these images on stream nicely. Like I could turn on share my screen on Hangouts, but there's like a real foreseeable risk that I'll accidentally put the video over the top of the video and then it will like tunnel forever.
Oh yeah.
I hear you say there's a real risk of that, like it's gonna destroy the stream.
It will bother me.
It'll bother 2 people
Just
watching.
change it.
Like,
Our viewership will go down like 80%.
Did you-
Oh no!
did you not read my whole thing that I wrote in Google where I was not Google in Messenger where I was like, if this happens, if there's a small technical issue, I will spend the next 2 hours worrying about it.
Well, nobody else cares.
Yes. So because I care, I don't want it to happen to me. And that's where I'm at with that. I think I could probably.
I'm just drawing Raziel. Apparently I'm not even gonna. The puka idea is good. I'm probably gonna.
How fucking dare you?
So
I mean, we can both do it.
you're not drawing this thing from Odin Sphere because this is the cafe, but it's one of the places you go and like have food, right? And the food looks fucking delicious.
Yeah, that's the second one. That one is the fancier one, I want to say.
The fancier one's the cafe. This is the one where you get like egg on toast, and then you get like 40 of them and take them into battle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, it all,
Because
it all
egg on
ties
toast is
into
one of the
our-
best things ever.
It's
all tied to our game review theme.
Get the goddamn fuck out of it.
Food review gaming.
this
You're
one.
not gonna be fucking running on empty review, bro.
This is a burger out of lasagna.
Stop.
It's this one, right? With that fucking delicious looking lobster though.
Yes. That's the one I'm doing. Except I can't draw arches, and it's going to cave because they probably didn't pass their building inspection.
Yeah, that's not up to code.
That is not up to code.
All right. So I tried to explain and failed the plot of
Let's see.
Legacy of Kain. Who wants to try and fail to explain the plot of Odin Sphere?
That one's easy. There's like you
Yeah,
play
there's-
as 5 different characters and their stories interchange.
No,
Sorry.
I didn't say read the features from the back of the box. I said explain the story.
You have to tell that part to properly explain the story. You can't just start with like and then the story. No, you have to explain that you play as multiple characters that have crisscrossing paths. Do you want me to start at the beginning from where you start playing, or do you want me to start at the beginning as in the earliest
However-
character?
You
However,
should start at the end with the apocalypse.
No, be chronological.
Okay, I just have to remember who start. I think actually.
Gwendolyn, it's
Don't remember anything. Go fly by the script.
I think
No,
you start as
playing as Gwendolyn, but you don't. That's not the earliest in the chronological.
Yeah.
Cornelius is the earliest in the chronicle, right?
Is he?
I think so.
I thought it was Velvet.
Oh
No.
man, this is great. You're like, this is
Yeah.
easy, and you're already
Well, no,
having
you just-
disagreements about the chronology.
Because I remember, because I didn't get to Velvet when I was little, and I remember Cornelius being at the top of the timeline cutscene tree.
I mean, it might have been Cornelius. It doesn't really matter because Cornelius doesn't affect very many plots
Yeah, you
until
know,
after.
Like, she just kind of shows up.
Isn't Cornelius like entirely unimportant until right near the end?
Yeah.
Yes,
Because his dad or some shit. Or his grandpa.
it's his family is like the cursed doggos.
Guys, we're up to there's 3 viewers on YouTube now.
Oh, one of them's totally
Wow.
lady then.
That's like a 80% increase right there.
You like the number 80, don't you?
For the love of God.
We haven't fun yet.
I'm
Us.
having fun.
I'm having fun. I'm
I
here.
have no way.
If this stops being fun, I'm just gonna be like peace, and I'm gonna bounce out because that's what I'm here for, the fun. Like
I'd like that. That'd be an abrupt twist.
It's over.
Brian's all about drama.
last night, I came home and like sat down to work on the stuff for the stream, and basically forgot to eat, take care of myself, do laundry, wash up, like everything I was supposed to do that evening. I basically forgot about it whilst I was working on stuff for
Yeah,
this.
don't do that. 'cause if you're
Um,
hungry, your food review scale.
Stop.
So
Push it-
it's like if I'm gonna get stuck in loops like that, I'm gonna fucking enjoy myself on the night of when I have to sit down and enjoy the fruits of me spending 11 million hours trying to create a nice torn paper effect for the 3 people who are watching on YouTube.
Hello, people. I appreciate you.
Ooh, they're making me nervous. Judging me.
You're not even like
Zach, you're not even drawing.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
can still feel them judging me.
doing anything worthy. You're not even doing something worthy of judgment. That's the
Calm
saddest
down,
thing.
Roger.
Well, that's quite a bit of judgment right there.
Oh, guys, I forgot. Gosh darn it.
Seth, didn't you fucking go to like
Ew.
theater school?
Make this
That's-
into, like a building.
Like you should be used to an audience.
That oh god. There's one thing I hate, it's an audience. I'm a consuming void theory type of person. They don't exist. Pretend they're not there.
Pretend they're potatoes.
Yeah. It's like everybody's in their underwear, except instead of being in their underwear, they're all dead.
How? Oh, that I can only delete it.
I always get excited that I'm gonna practice and do backdrops, and then I remember I can't do backdrops.
You have to be bad at something before you being good at it.
Yeah. If ever
Thanks.
pork chop was perfect.
Thanks, Jake the
Who
dog.
wouldn't have pork chops?
Think you know.
Something, but she do. Am I memeing good enough for you, Zachary?
Yeah, sounds good. That's a certifiable meme. What? Oh god, what's the line? In the Ubisoft line, what's that line?
Hmm?
Ubisoft. Yeah. Yo,
Can you stop kicking my chair? I'm trying
who
to
left
do
the lights
art.
on during? Come on.
What's that from?
Life-size meme. Yeah, it's a life-size meme right there.
Right. Hashtag girlwood.
Oh man, the pain of it all.
What the sweet fuck, Isaac?
Come on.
E3 memes.
Yeah, everybody's got to know their embarrassing Ubisoft E3 history.
Giant
You
enemy
say that as
crab.
if they've done anything that isn't embarrassing.
Was that Ubisoft as well, Johnny?
No, that was
They've
Sony.
done non-embarrassing things. That's just like years ago.
Yeah, well, yeah, actually, how many years ago was that? Life-size meme? That was probably at least 3 years ago.
3-4 years ago, yeah.
What was,
That was around the Syndicate, right?
Yeah, because the guy was dressed up as
I don't
what's his
care,
face?
so I don't know how long ago it
Yeah,
was. but it
yeah.
was AC Syndicate.
Yeah, what studio was it that did the thank you, Nick? What was that,
Oh,
EA?
That was EA.
Yeah,
Thank
yeah.
you.
Nyeh. Thank you, Nee.
Oh, the pain of it all.
Need for Speed.
Yeah.
Right.
The knights who say Nee.
Wait, you remember Chick Hydrobot?
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
Just like Jeff Keighley looking dead
Yeah,
inside.
or like Kyle Bossman, right?
Yeah.
Wasn't he just like awkwardly? Oh wow, it's Chick Hydrobot. Oh man.
Oh god, don't choke.
We'll see what happens. I thought we were trying to death on stream.
Important
That was
news.
our marketing plan.
Yeah, but you know what? I'm liable if I don't at least try to tell you not to kill
That's a good
yourself.
point. Yeah,
I'm protecting myself,
Yeah.
Richard.
it's like performance art.
Exactly, Isaac.
Oh.
Important news, guys. I worked out how to set the stream title in Restream. So we probably maybe might get some more viewers now. Now people can actually fucking search for us.
That's
Nice.
frightening. Do we have lots of
All
good
those like people who are excited about knowing Mismatched is on air.
Oh, so here's the thing, right? I gonna bring the full force of my massive repertoire of SEO skills to bear, which is search engine optimization for the uninitiated.
Thank you. I am on
the,
issue.
the lame.
I love
Yeah.
the unison thank you from these two.
Yeah, I'm the resident layman.
Um,
Yeah.
So plot twist: I put the names of the 2 games that we're mashing up in the title, So people who are looking for streams of Legacy of Kain and Odin Sphere, you know, that huge ass audience. We're gonna we're gonna
That's trend now.
suck all them up. They're all gonna
You
be
should
all
also put
over
like
it.
Fortnite in it.
Please stop.
They're gonna
Uh,
open it, immediately close it.
So I unironically voted up Fortnite as a
Oh
game
wow.
that we should
Very
mash up.
interesting. The rumor come out.
I have done roles for the next two combinations of games we're gonna do. And
Spoiler.
it's made me way more excited about like picking wild card games and putting them in here.
Oh yeah, I can get behind that. I
Just-
like me a surprise, especially when I don't.
Just not too many wild card games. We may need some sort of system to make sure we don't ever match two wild card games together. Like I don't want to sit here and watch everyone have to try and draw like what if FIFA and Fortnite were mashed up together.
What a nightmare.
That's so good.
FIFA Battle Royale, 100 players.
Everybody kicking soccer balls around on tilted towers.
Glitching
Got like,
all the fucking place.
you got like John Wick and Thanos playing soccer.
I realized like 70% of the way through that statement it was like it was a really bad pitch for it being a bad thing. Like it just sounds entertaining.
That's a pitch for an awesome thing. Oh, I feel like I had something pertinent to say, but I don't think it's happening.
I don't think that's ever happening.
Yeah, no, that's true. I try to avoid being pertinent. I try to be as impertinent as I can possibly be.
That's bullshit.
You
know it.
You are very impertinent sometimes.
Thank you. I also like to be cromulent if I can as well.
I will
Um,
from now on be scaling your rev share with how impertinent you are.
Alright. Hero's gonna be making big leaf bucks.
Oh, you know what we should do? We should do a DSP tries it.
What do you mean by that? Like reenact the DSP tries it?
No, you guys do
Word
like
for word.
one of those ebook ass like audiobooks of you pretending to be a DSP thing where you're eating food, but like you can't see the food you're eating.
Oh god.
Because the only way you can make DSP worse is if you took away the visuals.
You're giving me nightmare flashbacks to the earwax video.
Oh, the ear
Please don't elaborate.
Oh man. Gosh. Oh, what game was on my mind? Boy, I can't remember.
Was it your new game?
What?
Was it your new game?
No. Like every 15 to 20 minutes, I'm just gonna be like throwing out the name of a game, being like, "Oh, is that on the list?" And then you guys are gonna be like, "Yeah, of course that's on the list. Shut up." I'm like, "Okay, great."
And then we're gonna be like, oh hey, why don't you go look and add?
Yeah, well,
You're
you
bad
want
at it, I know.
Like a Google document? What do you think I am? Like some sort of galaxy brain genius? Come on.
Big brain.
Galaxy Brain Genius?
Yeah.
It's a
Why
meme.
did I color those
What even
browns?
is Google document? I don't even know.
I wouldn't be surprised.
This is an Ask Jeeves household.
I swear to God, you made that joke recently.
I probably did.
Yeah, it's quite.
Sounds like a joke that you would make.
Yeah.
I thought about trying like pixel art for the stream.
Whoa. That's exciting.
Yeah.
I'd be down.
It'd be fun.
I'd be down for doing pixel art for the stream, but I do need to find somebody else to actually host. I'm just like actually appalled at the amount of work it takes to actually run a streaming anything.
What do you use to make your pixel art though?
I have a sprite.
Oh yeah, you're the man. Me too.
It's I used to use iDraw, which was iDraw 32, which was a program that shipped with RPG Maker.
Really?
It was badly translated from Japanese, but it was like so wildly powerful.
Yeah. A-Sprite's pretty good.
Yeah, A-Sprite's real good. But yeah, it had all sorts of like features that initially you were like, this is like iDraw had features that you were like, this is dumb. Like animation. You have the animation tool and you like draw a box on the screen, like you drag and drop a box, and then that's like your animation cell, and then you just click everywhere that you want to put an animation cell down, but it was actually really good for quickly being like, oh, my animation looks like this. But yeah, I will need to find someone else to host and be in charge of staring at the dashboard to see if the view count goes up.
Yeah, it sounds like way too much responsibility.
To hit that record button.
I wouldn't trust you with it.
Yeah, exactly. I
Occasionally,
guess it's like negative views in like 10 minutes.
occasionally, crews past the hangout and swap if the same person's been on there for a long time. Is it like I don't really watch people stream making art. Is there certain things that are like more entertaining and worth watching than other things?
I don't know. So in Odin Sphere, you start off playing Gwendolyn, and she's a Valkyrie who her dad, Odin, is a bit of an asshole and who loves her sister more, who just died. So you play as her. She got her sister's spear, and then she finds out that there's this, they call her the Forest Witch. And when she catches her, Odin's like, oh no, that's my other daughter, and I love her dearly. And you're like, excuse me?
Nani the fuck?
Yeah, and so Gwendolyn basically just does all of her stuff to make her dad happy, and then her dad tries to sell her to somebody, to two people, actually.
Like at the same time?
Right.
Yeah, he sells her to,
It was promised to somebody else, but,
Oswald and, the King of Hell guy.
So what I'm getting from this is that guy who sold the Eiffel Tower to a bunch of people got in his time machine and traveled forwards, and then started making the plot for Odin Sphere.
Yeah, so, because it was like, I think she was already promised to Odin, but like...
No, Odin promised her to the fire guy.
The fire guy. He was like to Oswald, like, oh, if you get me the ring, I'll give you anything. And he's like, well, I kind of want to bop your daughter. And he's like, okay, cool, done.
Yeah, that's basically Odin in a nutshell. And then so, she wakes up as with a love spell on her to make her love Oswald. And Oswald is like, please love me. I'll give you this ring that I got for Odin.
He's like,
and then she's like, oh, this is the ring that my dad wants, so maybe I'll go give it to him. And she goes to give it to him, but then she realizes she loves Oswald and doesn't want to give it to him. But then he gets mad. He's like, Gwendolyn, you brought me this ring and you have to fight your dad, who is, I think at this point, possessed by his general, who's this big fat sexist guy. And then she goes and back home, but Oswald is gone, and it turns out that he's in the Fire Kingdom, because he promised to do something for the fire guy in order to make him give her up to Oswald. And so the fire guy sends Oswald on something he thinks will kill him, but then it does. Gwendolyn goes and saves him, and then the fire guy's like, "God damn it, woman!" And then you play as Cornelius, who has absolutely nothing to do with Gwendolyn's storyline except for a cameo that it turns out he was there for a short period of time. He gets turned into a puka by a wizard, so they can try to replace him. And he's in love with the Forest Witch, who is Gwendolyn's sister. One of the things Gwendolyn did in her thing was save the Forest Witch, so Odin wouldn't have to be sad, because everything she does is for Odin, because she really just wants his love.
I made a huge mistake drawing.
And then, so Cornelius goes on this journey and finds out that there's other pukas and they're cursed, and you have to get all the monies from the puka monies.
Oh, I remember that. Like they lost, they have to find all the coins, right? All
yeah,
the
and that's
dollars.
that's why they sell. That's why they sell.
They sell stuff for money because they
for the puka coin.
They need the money back to break the curse.
Yeah. And so at the end of Cornelius's dad doesn't realize that it's not Cornelius and that it's like a fake Cornelius, because this the new Cornelius is way more obedient, because he wants to rule the kingdom and get the power of the old king. Cornelius wakes up in the underworld, and there's like a voice who's like talking to him, and it turns out that the voice is like the old king, and gives him a sword. And then he escapes the underworld, and then avoids Violet, I think. No. What's the last girl's name? It starts with a V. I don't think it's Violet.
Are you talking about Mercedes?
No, Mercedes is the fairy.
Velvet is the last one.
Velvet. That's the one I was thinking of.
Sorry, I didn't
Yeah. So Velvet was in love with Cornelius, and he's avoiding her because who can ever love a puka?
for a lot of people.
Yeah, apparently. And he basically just tries to help the pukas, and he tries to find out how he got cursed, and he has to stop the bad guys from taking over the kingdom and sacrificing. The wizards betrayed them, and so they're sacrificing people to the dragon under the city, but the dragon's actually being controlled by the wizards. And then Velvet finds out it's you, and it's just like, oh no, Cornelius, I love you. And he's like, but how? And so then on to Mercedes, who is just a spoiled, rotten brat, child of the fairy god.
Titties.
And
Titania? Titania.
yeah.
Titanic.
Fairy boobs.
Big titties.
And your uncle's evil, who has also adopted Oswald, who is in love with Gwendolyn, who you play as next.
Are there only two brands of video game uncle? Like you're either evil or like adorable. There's no middle ground. You can't be just like you can't be like an uncle from like King of the Hill.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of examples of uncles in video games, and I'm not coming up with much.
Okay,
this
okay,
is my
that's
Soul Reaver Oswald. I'm gonna draw Puka Soul Reaver after this.
This is
an uncle.
this
I already gave up on my other one, so.
God, I don't even know.
This is our spin-off podcast, Uncles in Video Games.
What about my food review idea?
Wait, no, dude, there's an entire game about a story about my uncle. That, I guess that doesn't actually star an uncle, it just stars somebody talking about an uncle.
I have that game.
Which one's that?
A story about my uncle.
Oh, there's also Watch Dogs. You play as an uncle.
Yeah.
Aiden Pierce is an uncle. He's the evilest uncle ever.
So, like, I've never played Watch Dogs because I'm pretty sure it doesn't actually have any dogs you can watch.
You can.
Yeah, I think in the second game, I think you can watch some dogs if you want.
There's no dogs in the first one.
Yeah, I think the second one there are dogs, and you can watch them if you like.
My coworker is
If you'd like.
Because when he played it, he hit a dog with his car, got out to apologize as the person was screaming at him, and then when he went to like calm it down, he hit the wrong button and punched the owner in the face, and then he uninstalled the game.
Wow. Yeah.
Classically like.
Yeah, yours was just like, we got this dubstep soundtrack for you, and you're like, this game.
No, I installed the game. I climbed up on the thing. I went to go jump down, he did a backflip, and I'm like, this game's not for me. And I uninstalled it. Also, he can like fight yo-yo.
He's got like a lethal melee killing people yo-yo. Yeah, it hits them in the face with a yo-yo so hard they die immediately.
Yeah, I beat the first one.
Oh.
I don't recommend it.
Yeah, that's I Ubisofted too hard in that game. What little fun there was to be had was totally sapped by climbing towers and collecting pointless stuff.
Shonix, Ubisoft one fucked up too. He's got a picture of it downloaded at 210%.
I remember that.
And the loading like off of the fucking window. It's like, what the?
That's a big Ubisoft error.
Okay, guys, I've worked this out. I can't find a list of uncles in video games, but I'm pretty sure if I started a TV tropes article, it would fill itself out like really
Do it.
quick.
Do it right
So,
now.
I know that there's Moss's uncle.
Moss's
He's
uncle,
a good
yeah.
uncle.
But like I'm right? There's uncles in two brands. Either they're evil and manipulative, or they're friendly and inspirational.
There's not like it's kind of an uncle that shows up sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that probably more or less holds up.
I mean,
Uh,
assumedly Conception has uncles. Like uncles,
Oh,
uncles.
on the list? Yo.
Yeah, it was, but I think it was at like negative.
It's been like super downvoted.
A Link to the Past, Link's uncle is the guy that he lives with.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
There you go. There's an uncle.
But like,
Classic uncle.
Yeah, this is the uncle stream now.
The ex Tony J stream.
Friendship ended with Tony J.
I'm pretty sure I don't have space to rename the stream to like
You just keep crossing out like the names as they change.
the ex Tony J now video game uncle stream.
The Gungle stream.
The Gungle.
We got a good idea on our hands. Like, this is gold.
So,
Oh, man. Uncles.
so if somebody did me a fucking solid and made a Gravity Falls game, then there'd be.
There is a Gravity Falls game, sir. It
Is
is on the
there?
3DS.
Is it?
There we go.
Is it good?
It's not bad. Like I played a little bit of it. I didn't get to play a lot of it. It's like a side-scrolling puzzle solver. It's pretty cute.
You wanna fucking hook me up if you ever get.
It has been in our store exactly one time in the last 5 years.
That's fine. I am a patient man.
Whoa, that's a Metal Gear quote.
No, it's fucking not. I
Colonel
just
Logan.
because
You need to realize that if fucking Snake here remembers it, it exists because that's
Yeah,
all he does.
It's from the torture scene.
just
That's
just because it's said in Metal Gear doesn't make it a Metal Gear quote.
I'm pretty sure you were quoting Metal Gear right there. I know your intentions better than you do.
You're wrong. I'm actually quoting Norman Reedus and the Freaky Fetus.
Alright, touche. I mean, that's gonna be a Metal Gear
That's
game.
practically Metal Gear.
Also, I love that I couldn't remember the name of the actual game, so my recourse was.
That's all
Norman
you
Reedus
need.
and the Funky Fetus.
Yeah. That's all you really need.
Is that on the list?
I don't know because it's not technically out yet.
Yeah, I wouldn't have put it on.
Yeah, I don't think it's on the list because like, what
Okay.
would we do?
Okay, well we.
Draw a baby in whatever style in the other.
No, but like it is.
It's gonna be so weird.
It is occurring to me we are going to need some space for growth, right? Like, to add stuff on. Because
Yeah.
we're going to be doing this, and we're going to be doing this, like, every week or every other week or whatever, and more games are going to come out, and people are going to be excited about it and be like, oh,
Did
I
we
want
put
to...
Untitled Goose Game on there?
Oh, I love that game.
Untitled Goose Game wasn't very notable at the time we were on the list.
How dare!
Yeah,
Well, it's true.
you're wrong. Untitled Goose Game never stopped being notable.
It was never not notable. The moment it started existing, it was like, oh shit, it's this game.
I am pretty sure that Untitled Goose Game is on the list, but I will go and verify right now. I will call my man on the inside, and he will check.
Is your man on the inside you?
Shut up.
What do you think?
Yeah, it's on the list.
Okay.
2 people haven't upvoted it though, so it's only got 3 points.
You might as well just put it to 5. Everybody loves Untitled Goose
Yeah,
Game now.
I just started playing it a couple days ago. It's short but really good.
Yeah, everybody
I've
loves
not started playing it, but I
It's
super
like
want to.
Hitman with a goose.
It's really good.
So I really want to play it, and I'm maybe for October, since I'm not doing any art creative stuff, going to make an Untitled Goose tabletop role-playing game, or Terribletop role-playing game. Because I was playing Honey Heist with some friends, where you're bears who try and steal honey, and I was like, yeah, but you could just be geeses trying to steal everything.
Trying to
right?
fuck with shit.
So yeah, my October creative project might be to make a hack of Honey Heist where it's a terrible goose game. But I'm like also, so like have I ranted at you guys about Honey Heist before?
No, I don't believe it's come up.
Okay, right. I have to give you the like what's it the vertical pitch for this game or whatever it's called, the strapline.
Vertical slice.
Yes, it's HoneyCon 2017. You're going to undertake the greatest heist the world has ever seen. 2 things. 1, you have a complex plan that requires precise timing. 2, you're a goddamn bear. And then everyone rolls bear criminals and tries to steal honey from HoneyCon.
Is it full of puns?
Yes, there is actually
That's terrible.
there is actually like
Fuck's sake,
a pun chaos table you can roll on for things that happen when people make really good or really bad puns.
sounds good.
But yeah, I was running. That's a tabletop game, and I was running that last Friday. So you like randomly generate the prize for Honeycon on there, and I got like the Queen of all bees, once exiled, now returned. And nobody would pick a name for her, so she became Queen Barisa May, who was exiled for failing to negotiate bee Brexit.
Oh, that's so horrible.
That's
That's so perfect.
Oh, stop.
That's what happens when you leave me in charge of literally anything.
Oh,
I think only Tom heard my joke.
probably better that way.
You should repeat it.
Oh no.
It was really good.
Oh.
I said, is there a character named Barris Johnson?
Oh.
Not yet.
Oh no.
There should be. Big fucking stupid fluffy ass head.
Oh, like a bear, but with like a shitty blonde toupee on.
Yeah.
I'm into it. I'm into it.
I need royalties.
All right, you get 2% of nothing.
Fuck yeah.
I got
more
I
yeah,
got
sure. The
I
way
got
the way it
snacks
should be.
and coffee crisps and Smarties over there you can have.
Okay, cool. Is that only 2%?
Yeah, that's your 2%. My accounting teacher gave us candy, but I don't eat chocolate anymore, so I saved them for you. My accounting teacher is fucking great.
Eve, this is like the cutest Raziel I think I've ever seen.
He's my boy.
He's also, I guess, worthy according to the plot. Isn't that what the Elder God tells
Worthy
him?
to be a sword?
Yeah, I guess so. I guess that's how that works. Also, I didn't drop this knowledge bomb before the stream, but we're gonna do like an hour and a half, if that's cool with everyone.
Whoa, okay. What
That's
is that
about
like?
how long it takes for me to get halfway through a picture, hate it, and restart.
Is that 10 o'clock?
Yep.
Whoa.
It's earlier than our D&D.
Are you like, whoa, that's so late, or whoa, that's so early?
That's a time crunch. Boy, oh boy.
Do you need more time?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna need some. If I were drawing right now, I'd be stressing out.
Probably a good thing you're not drawing.
No, it'd be a nightmare. I'd ruin the stream.
Yeah, I bet you would, Kyle.
Yeah. Exactly. We
More
get copyright
more
hits so fast.
more than you already are.
Oh, come on. I'm sure I'm responsible for at least one of those viewers.
I like how
Maybe
you
not for the initial view, but maybe for the continued viewing.
I like the way you say responsible. Like it could be taken in a positive or a negative light.
I'm trying to be as ambiguous as possible.
It's just attributable. It can be attributed to you.
As your gender there.
Exactly, yes.
That's what I thought, Stacy.
Yeah. I'm
Oh,
gonna
going for the fem names now.
Different voice every stream. It's gonna be amazing.
We should get We should get Brock a fucking voice changer for Christmas.
Yeah, there we go. Good. I'm gonna vocode myself somehow. Gonna make it happen.
We'll get you like an auto tune.
Yeah.
Alright. I need to go run. I need to go run to the washroom. Nobody mentioned liberating Hong Kong, so we don't get banned.
Oh, well,
You just
okay.
did.
All right. It's over. All right.
What? We lost all our Blizzard money.
Yeah, exactly.
10 cents gonna shut us
Yeah,
down.
exactly. It's over. Oh man, I wasn't gonna say it. I was thinking about saying it, but I wasn't gonna say it. Oh, it's over.
Oh.
We were already pushing it by talking about Chris Johnson. Now this is the end.
I
We're
never
gonna
actually said
go.
his name.
We're gonna go to. Yeah, good job, Mike. We're gonna go to fucking Chinese jail.
Yeah, about now we only have like 1.5.
Oh no, they're gonna steal our blood?
They're gonna like harvest our organs,
Oh,
because that's a fucking thing that happens.
oh man. Well,
You're turning people into fucking glue.
good night, everybody. Oh, is Max Payne on the list?
I don't know.
Oh yeah, it is.
Check.
Max Payne FIFA. Yeah.
Next page FIFA.
You hear something?
I think
Duncan
Nifty.
returning.
Yeah, that is me coming back.
Oh,
My headset dropped onto the floor, which is probably going to create.
Oh, that's what I thought. You were like angrily throwing it on the ground because you knew we would make money now. China.
Yeah, I'd respect that.
Yeah, I can kiss goodbye to all that in China investment I had lined up.
Yeah,
I told everybody else this, but today my nana called me while I was in class to ask me
Oh no.
how to spell legitimate. And so I answered, and then I was talking to her later, and I was just like, yeah, like, I'm going to be taking a semester off because Shaunik and I are going to Japan in the summertime. And she went, oh, but you need to be careful. Haven't you seen the news? They have riots down there. And I'm like, Nana, that's Hong Kong.
Oh.
And
Spills over right across the water.
Yeah, you know China and Japan, they've always stuck together on morals and like they've never disagreed with
Are you
anything.
Chinese or Japanese?
No, I was like, no, Japan's the one where the average is like,
Like, yeah, nobody in the developed world would still be denying the war crimes they committed, right?
Yeah, nobody does that. That'd be dumb.
nope. Fucking Site 7 or whatever. 721? Which one had the horrible war crimes against people?
Which war crime?
yeah.
Yeah.
When Japan and Germany were doing human experiments,
Oh.
and the U.S. exonerated some because they took the results from it, where they were like cutting off limbs and sewing them to other parts for no fucking reason.
Not familiar with that one.
Oh.
I was thinking more like, what's that? Rape of Nanking? That's pretty popular.
No, it was a Japan.
Did
thing.
you say?
that's-
Did you say that was very popular?
Yeah, I mean, when people are talking about covered up war crimes, that's like always one.
The most popular covered up war
Yeah.
crime.
Well, it's true.
I don't think it is. I don't think there's such a thing as a popular war crime.
I think a better word would have been well known.
This perhaps. No, I'm bending the definition.
We just dropped an entire viewer, and I'm holding this entire thing about talking about popular war crimes as being responsible for that.
I was expecting us to drop at least half a viewer, but one is even better.
That's
Half a viewer.
That-
1/2 viewer.
Yeah, I thought we brought up China, we'd lose half a viewer.
no,
That's-
no. We've dropped one viewer from you talking about popular war crimes.
Yeah, that well. More where that came from. This is the war crime stream now.
I'm okay with this. When we did this, the test like 2 weeks ago, it was real quiet on stream, and I was like, we're missing this extra energy, this war crime energy.
that's,
This war crime energy.
that's very flattering and perhaps the most insulting way possible.
I don't think it's the most insulting way possible. I could have set
that's
out
true.
to try and
Yeah.
insult you. I don't think I have the energy to, but I could have.
Yes, this much is certain. Yes. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Y'all okay?
Well, more or less. Could be worse.
That's fair.
Don't worry. Once we get to the Metal Gear episode, it's gonna be a party.
Oh no.
I feel like it's already a party.
You're not gonna stop blasting fucking Snake Eater.
Whoa. We need to get to that game first. And because we're going chronologically, that's the first game we're gonna do.
That's not what?
Sorry.
Oh, you know what sucks about both these games?
Metal Gear
What?
Solid.
There are like no Yahoo answers for either of them.
Why would there be?
Well, when he looked up Crash Bandicoot last week, one of them was like, "Hi, I'm questioning my sexuality," and it was just a gold mine of
Yeah,
like,
but you look at Raziel, you don't question anything.
You know your sexuality then.
Yeah, you're like,
Or no matter what.
you look at Raziel and you're like, I hope he sucks my dick like he sucks souls.
Oh.
Wait, what? Okay, there is one here that's like okay, but it's
What?
it's only has any level of entertainment because the question is there any other game that's similar to Final Fantasy X? And one of the answers was Odin Sphere. And like the only two things that the game have in common is that they both have RPG mechanics. Like that's it.
That's bullshit.
If you like numbers that go up over time, then you'll like both these games.
I do indeed like numbers that go up over time.
If you like interactive media,
Okay, no. All right. This is good. There's a Yahoo Answers. That's what video games do you have?
That's special.
It's a long list for me.
Dude,
Yeah,
everyone is just coming on this thread and posting these huge ass lists of games, like hundreds.
Like, stop me to see this.
Hundreds of games. Like somebody else is gonna see this and like,
Everyone's like going over to like their shelf and just like typing in like every game.
I mean, these are the kind of people that probably have an online, like a Excel spreadsheet.
Oh yeah.
Nifty. When was that posted?
it's called What Video Games Do You Have? I'll put it in Discord
Okay.
where I share all the
I was
best
hoping to do that
things.
yesterday. And just already, who are just flocking to it and just punching in every
Just
single game they
fucking
own.
Flexing.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah, I own Call of Duty.
Oh,
Oh.
every COD.
I own
That person
Fortnite.
that like asked if we bought games, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I got a bunch of war games."
That.
Oh, he came in today.
Was
Oh,
it Call of
good.
Duty and Battlefield?
No, he had some other stuff. He had like Skyrim and.
It all copies of War Games, the movie.
Oh my favorite war game, Skyrim.
That's awesome.
Fucking massive Roger.
I'm so angry you brought that DVD home.
Oh man.
I did not bring War Games home. War Games is good, by the way. Jeez.
Oh no, sorry, I was thinking of War Room.
I actually.
Oh yeah, that's a religious movie. No.
That's a fucking garbage movie.
The only war games I like is the part in Ready Player One where they just recite the entire movie. Like that's the part. That's war games I like.
What?
That's the thing that happens. Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it.
I was really happy when they said they were going to make a movie of Ready Player One because I was like, this book's already kind of mediocre, so you can't make it much worse.
It's an eminently watchable movie. You can watch it and you're like, this is okay.
I definitely watched a movie just now.
Yeah,
It
I
had
watched it and I'm like, wow, that was. I've been pandered to in the most
I've been
embarrassing way
pandered
possible.
to.
In the most embarrassing way possible.
It definitely featured
Yeah,
some acting.
Done from Gears. Whoa, it's Master Chief.
Well,
Whoa,
is that Gordon Freeman?
whoa, and a clap. It's like, yeah, it's that. Whoa.
ATST.
Yeah, exactly. Whoa, Millennium Falcon. Whoa, yeah,
I
it's that.
know what that is.
Yeah, that's what the movie is. Yeah, and the book is worse.
I guess to say like poke the person you came with, and like, Dude, that's
Yeah.
Master Chief.
Yeah, because it's like, whoa, World of Warcraft. Dude. Whoa, Iron Giant. I saw that when I was a kid. Oh my god.
That's Halo.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
Spaceman.
That's John Halo.
Yeah, exactly.
John Halo.
And it's like fine. It's like eminently forgettable. Fine. Sorry, anytime it gets
Oh.
brought up.
Oh god, what the fuck are you looking up? What are you looking
Oh
up?
no, I was just trying to find that.
Oh, okay, I thought you were gonna start playing a song.
No, oh god, no. That'd be Copyright City. Oh man.
Yeah, we already have the estate of Tony J.
Yeah, it's the state of Tony J, the Chinese government, Boris Johnson's estate, they're all on our ass.
Something's alive. Why would we have the estate?
Is he really alive though?
It's
It's just like shambling.
gassy corpse.
Please just end me.
Alright, so I managed to find one good Yahoo Answers thread for Legacy of Kain and had to search for Soul Reaver and not Legacy of Kain. And
That makes sense.
the question is, atheists, what are your favorite video games of all time?
Hey, wait,
Did
this
you
was.
fucking get this one last week?
Yeah,
Okay, that's what I thought. Like, I thought it was the same one.
Every
From-
topic is like atheists.
Yo, atheist bros, roll up. Let's talk about Biddy.
Atheist pros.
Wait, hang on. One of these posts, one of these responses has cited sources, and the sources are atheist.
I'm sorry?
What?
Come again?
It has, so the post has a list of games, and then it
Yes.
has what looks like some sort of formal citation of sources.
Okay.
Sources, and
Yeah.
in the sources list it just says atheist.
Wow. That's rational as
Could
fuck, right?
confirmed it was written on the internet that it was an atheist that wrote this, so they must have done it. There's no religious infiltration of this thread.
That's good. I bet that's actually a Scientologist that posted that. They're being crypto.
I gotta give it to like the one Christian person who comes by and I'm like, as an atheist, my favorite game is Left Behind.
Everybody's gone to Rapture.
Oh, I'm trying. What?
Supernova's
Yeah,
on
I was just
3D.
gonna.
Oh yeah, no, it is the same one from the Crash Bandicoot question.
Okay.
Okay,
yes.
cool. So, this person likes Crash Bandicoot and Soul Reaver. There we go.
Well, they are a godless heathen.
Oh, wow, like the front page of Yahoo Answers is just...
You weren't here, so I didn't tell you about the guy that told me to be careful, otherwise I might get jumped.
Like Shonen Jump?
Yeah.
Yes.
Exactly.
Ooh, Yahoo Answers. Do adults play video games? Inquiring minds.
No. Adults can't play video games. They're physically incapable of it.
God, why is everyone 31 in this thread? All right, this is not fruitful at all. There's like no fruit here.
Oh man, like, so I saw this question. The question is, what's something that doesn't necessarily make you an astronaut?
Wait, what?
Not going to
Not
fucking
going to
space.
And I was like, this has to have some context. Like, I'm going to click on it, and there's going to be text being like, blah, 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 blah. My friend claims they're an astronaut, but they're clearly full of shit. But it's not. That's, like, the question is the whole, like, just name something that makes you not an astronaut? I guess?
Space?
Like, I caught you. You eat breakfast regularly, and therefore you cannot be an astronaut.
You've never had Tang.
Alright, I have to be careful we can't turn this into the Yahoo Answers show as much as
No, I know, it's supposed to be food game reviews.
food game reviews.
So Cooking Mama, is that a
Oh, what's
review
it?
can-
Oh,
It's food reviews.
There's that better. Cooking Mama better be on our list. It better be.
If it's not, we can always add it. My
No,
God,
it's going on there if it's not.
Oh, but wait, alright. The challenge mode. You're only allowed to do the PETA version of cooking mode.
Oh right.
Yeah,
I mean, look at them. They would definitely sue.
yeah, that's true. I was trying as hard as possible to get sued.
So many
quite frankly.
estates.
Yeah,
and,
they're all
like,
coming. The estate of China, they're coming at us.
Cooking Mama is not on this list.
What?
Just add it. We can vote for it by next
I
week,
don't-
and maybe.
I don't really think we need to vote for it. I think
yeah,
we
it's
can.
unanimous.
Should
We
I?
have to vote for it. That's how this works.
Okay, let me derive this voting system right now. My vote is 1. What's your vote, Eve?
Yeah, I can one.
What's your vote, Estalecx?
Yay.
Was that just a blur?
That was yeah.
Okay.
I went yeah.
Mystery boys.
Second.
I'm Shonic. God damn it.
Shonic.
Also-
Oh, Shonic the Hedgehog. All right.
He's Sonic the Sketchhog.
It's gonna be a 4 now.
Yeah, fine.
Yeah. Okay. There we go. Done. Dusted.
Perfect.
God, I left him. God, now we're really gonna China.
I want to make Tony J a running thing. That's-
I mean,
Boy, this is gonna be the running gag stream.
you don't even need to mention it, right? You just every time on stream, just bring it up.
First part in every stream. Tony J.
Actually, no. I take it back. It's great that you brought it up in what is the first streamed episode, because now when we've done like 150 of them, and somebody's like, "Why does Shonic keep on bringing up Tony J?" And it's like, just go back to the first episode. He said he was gonna do it, and he did.
Clearly, you're not a true fan.
I can't wait till we get super famous and everybody tries to figure out what Mark's
It's in
real
the
name
fucking
is.
wiki, man.
I can't wait for like 4 months from now when like PewDiePie's making diss tracks against us because we're like catching up to him in subs. I'm so excited.
Like Tony Gay or something.
I would love our own version of Fitch Lasagna
Oh,
from PewDiePie.
You're prophetic. That's like it's literally gonna happen. I can see it now.
I mean, to be fair, he was just upset that it was a big corporation that was beating him instead of like another independent developer.
I don't think he's capable of being upset. Like he's too like post.
He's too rich.
He's too like post irony, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah,
jeez,
that's a good
yeah.
He's super-
This is the man that ran around asking people to spin him like a fidget spinner on the streets of Sweden.
He's like
Oh.
he's like reached that stage where even he doesn't know if he's being like unironically ironic about something. Too many layers.
Like ogres, of course.
At least he finally got married.
Oh, yeah, Shrek on the list?
Fuck! God damn it! We were 10 minutes away from the end of the stream, and you had to bring it up, didn't you? You just had to open your goddamn mouth.
Maybe that should be my alien.
Shrek.
I was
Stream on our ass.
I wa-
I was trying to get as soon as hard as possible.
I wish literally anyone wanted to watch Shrek Remade with me.
What Shrek?
Shrek Remade. It's like a bunch of independent animation studios all got together and made a shot-for-shot remake of the whole of the original Shrek
Oh,
movie.
no.
Alright, let's put it on right now. Let's go.
No, I don't
Right
want to.
now.
We're not gonna like live stream Shrek Remade,
Should I
but
pretend the censors won't catch us?
Yeah, exactly.
um,
Make it small and put it in the corner.
I've added Shrek to the list and I have upvoted
There
it.
are multiple Shrek games, so that's perfectly fine.
I've upvoted it because
My cart game.
that has increased the chances that we're going to draw like Shrek and Dead or Alive beach volleyball. in a
Oh,
sequel.
yeah.
Shrek or Alive beach volleyball.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Man, this episode should have been Odin Shrek.
This episode, like every other episode, is the Tony J episode.
Oh, beautiful images of Tony J cosplaying Shrek. It's good.
Oh fuck.
I'm digging this Puka Raziel. Pukaziel.
Pukaziel.
He looks like really grouchy. He looks real
I mean,
grouchy.
yeah, like Puka or Undead, he's a pissy boy.
You know, one of these stream episodes is gonna be way different when I actually know. It may perhaps be better when I don't know what's going on. Yeah,
You should, to be honest, you could probably tell him ahead of time, and he can like read up on the lore so he can contribute.
I don't know. Perhaps it's better that I be in the dark.
So there's a really good. Man, this is gonna sound like a contradiction in terms. There's a really good podcast episode about Vampire the Masquerade, and the whole shtick is they have one person who is like so deep in the lore, one person who knows a little bit about it, and then somebody who knows nothing about it. And when they discuss everything to do with Vampire the Masquerade, it's just really entertaining, getting like the three perspectives. So I think it's good having somebody who's like, I don't know what the fuck's going on.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't really said anything to the property, unfortunately, but you know, apart from that, yeah, definitely.
Which is going to be unfortunate.
So the plot of Odin Sphere is actually a little girl reading books.
Yes.
Oh yeah, is that like an autistic child looking at the snow globe type of thing?
No, it's Alice staring at reading the book with her cat. Socrates?
Socrates?
I think so.
So
her cat named Socrates?
Yeah.
Shoehorn another fucking Citizen Kain.
That's not Citizen Kain. That's oh god, it's a hospital drama. I think Howie Mandel's in it. That's maybe you'll get Google it.
Frantically trying to finish this in the next 5 minutes.
I told you pressure was gonna be on. Hospital.
Yeah, but unlike you, I'm a fucking professional.
I don't want you to tell me.
Okay.
We can like overrun by a little bit. I'm okay with that.
Yeah, because I'm almost done.
I'm gonna.
It's very hard to talk when they keep talking.
I am eventually going to start cracking the whip about times for things because I'm like that.
That's fine.
I mean, do you feel like an hour and a half is not enough time?
I think I'll stop trying to do big ass pictures because, like, yeah, like an hour and a half is not enough time to do a background with my ineptitude. So if I keep it simple, it should be doable as all fuck.
I'm gonna try fucking around with Ace Sprite. See if it's doable. It's like pixel art's kind of like a bitch to do sometimes.
Yeah, I'm like having to do pixel art in an hour and a half seems like it'd be kind of challenging.
Especially me, because I need to do detail a lot.
He's a huge perfectionist where he's constantly working on shit and never finishing it because he keeps doing extra shit.
I mean, pixel art is really good for feeding into that. Like, it's a really good way to keep on going in and endlessly like modifying and tweaking stuff. It's really bad if you ever want to finish anything, though.
You need a pair of slippers, my dude.
It's fine.
You're wearing shoes in my house.
Yeah, really am. A portion of this is my house too, sort of.
You're renting it. You don't own it.
It's true.
Oh god, I had to sneeze. Fuck. Oh, Jesus.
Oh, I guess I can sit here and try and do something useful.
Like what?
Add more social accounts to the restream so that we have something that like messages out when we go live and when we go off air.
Okay.
Spoilers, if you've never done it before, setting up like a bunch of accounts for an email is actually just is ridiculously time consuming. You think it wouldn't take that long, but it's like absorbed a lot of my time. Not trying to log in. I just want to sign up. I also need to set up some sort of like shared phone number because of the number of things that are like, you have to give us a phone number, otherwise you don't get an account. I want to use my phone for all this shit. It's the worst. So, did you guys know that Michael Jackson patented shoes? Patented?
We would say patented.
Shoes with hooks in the floor, so he could do that lean.
I saw that. Yeah. It's got like
Oh.
there's like nails in them so that they can hook to the ground.
Yeah, up until now you thought he could just defy gravity. It's not. He had a patent.
Yeah, I thought it was just like powerful thighs or something.
Powerful thighs.
That was just really weird magic.
Yeah, you know, like Michael Jackson Moon. I thought he was literally bad.
I'm bad. I thought that even like the Earth didn't want to be close to him, so it just like kept him.
So that's one of my.
He's gonna destroy us.
It's one of my friends' theories about Chinooks. It's not, physics. They're just repelled from the surface of the Earth by their ugliness.
Liddy says bless to whoever sneezed.
Oh, thank you.
That's sweet. I guess. All right. Is everyone gonna be chill if I shut this all down? You're all still drawing things.
I'm chill.
The memory of Tony J will live on.
Okay. So I was your host, Tony J. Tarquin Florence Junior the Third, and you can find me on Twitter at Nifty Hat Guy, not at Tony J.
You're incognito.
Eve, do you have any social? Do you want to be in any way, shape, or form social?
You can find my art at Eveanon on Instagram.
Oh wait. Before we sign off, we gotta plug our NordVPN code.
Estalecx?
Yeah, I have my Instagram art by Esty.
Okay, cool. I will. Maybe we'll get your links, and I'll have like a stream going down page with everyone's social crap on, because that's what I want, is more people tweeting at me on Twitter.
I should really get social media accounts.
Eve also already linked our accounts on the first post for MiscMatched, so if you need them, they should be there. And yeah,
okay.
Shanik doesn't fucking do anything online, so I'll make him make an Insta when he starts doing art.
Okay. I mean, the reason I plugged my Twitter is I actually begrudgingly use it a little bit now.
Oh, nice.
But super begrudgingly. All right. Well, this was MiscMatched, and are we gonna do this in 2 weeks' time?
Sure.
2 weeks' time, and then after then we should be done with Monster of the Week, and then I guess we can do it every week if that's what you guys are.
This is fun.
Yeah, as long as I don't have finals coming up, it's fine.
Yeah.
Alright.
Oh,
Damn it!
Bye.
I'm gonna work out if I can cut that fucking burp out at the end.
Probably not.
oh my
Bye.
god.
Bye!
Post, don't worry.
Make the burp louder.